Dave, we have such a profound conversation to have right here, and that is support and challenge are two sides of the same coin. What do you have to say about that?
I think you're right. I mean, you flip a coin, you're going to get one, you got two sides of it. And so you can't have a coin with two of the same sides. And so when you have support, you're also going to attract challenge. And I think that sometimes we get addicted to trying to find a place in our life where we just have support, and it's not challenging. But it's a fantasy world because it doesn't exist. And so when you can learn to embrace both sides, then you don't have expectations of having one side, because when you have expectations of one side, it leads to disappointment and thinking you failed at something, right? So
yeah, it's such a simple concept, but it's actually so profound. And I was working with a client and he was going through a very challenging time. It's not to downplay his challenges whatsoever. At the same time, I asked him, well, where are you experiencing a lot of support? And one of the things that he mentioned, and this was during this time during COVID, is my two daughters and my wife. And when we looked at what his values were, that was perfect for the experience he was having, because he has a very high value on his family and his relationship. And when he got to see that he has all this challenge in his life, in his business, but in the same time, he's getting this beautiful support from what's most meaningful to him, he saw the balance, he saw the support, he saw the challenge, and he was able to experience that they're both always going to exist. So if you're in a challenging, or if an area of your life is being very challenged right now, where do you have support? And just like Dave said, it's often at times our expectations of what that support should look like, where the support should be in our life, that creates the resentment, it creates the disappointment, and it creates frustration and upsets, right? And so when you begin to just really value and acknowledge where you actually have that support, it changes your life. And you start to notice that it's easier to be grateful and able to move through those challenges once you recognize that you are absolutely being supported to the same degree and intensity of that challenge.
Perfect. Yeah. There's a client I work with, a client this week who was really having a lot of depression because her perception was that her life was just always full of challenges and there was never support, and so to her, she was depressed about how she perceived her life to be turning out. And so going through this same exercise, which we started looking at, where was she actually getting her support and what forms was it in, and how is that form actually perfect for her and her value system? She actually started to see that, wow, nothing is actually missing. And I am actually getting support from exactly the areas where I need it. And the challenge I'm having is exactly the challenge I need to attract to help me do X, Y, Z. And so when she saw that balance, you could just feel her energy shift and realize that, wow, her life is actually unfolding perfectly. And so her depression was actually gone in that moment. And so I think that this is such a valuable tool that can be used just every day in your life, to where if you're feeling like you're getting over challenged, and hey, where are you getting support? And even sometimes you're feeling that over support, where are you actually being challenged? So it's a great tool to keep your balance to your emotions and regulate your emotions.
Yeah, and the importance, and we don't want to understate the importance of regulating the emotions, because when the emotions are regulated, the body is regulated.
Yeah. You see that in practice all the time, right?
We're both chiropractors. We see this a lot in practice. When there's high volatility of emotions, usually there's volatility within the body as well. So by maintaining that balance, that poise, that equanimity in the mind, it also makes you more vital in the body.
Yeah, and it's also to me, it's really a great way to check the feedback, because your physiology is going to give you feedback. So if you're having physiological issues, man, that's just the feedback that something could be out of balance, either chemically, physically, or emotionally. So you got to look at all of those areas to see what's creating the imbalance. And so this is where we can help you with that aspect. So feel free to get in touch with either one of us so we can help you, guide you through some of these transitions of life that create stress and anxiety and fears.
Yeah. Awesome. And where can people find you, Dr. Dave?
DrDaveTuck.com is the best place. It has all my links to it and a questionnaire you can fill out to help figure out, where you're perceiving more challenge and support in life. So how about you?
LinkedIn is perfect if you want to connect with me or send me a message, as well as if you're not on LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, all great ways. Or if you're in Waterloo, come by the clinic. I'd love to see you and have a conversation.
Have some tea.
Yeah.
All right. We'll see you later.
Sounds good. Bye, Dave.
Bye.